Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Jai Shri Ram. Welcome to our next episode in our complete reading of Srimad Valmiki Ramayana. And in this episode, we are going to look at SriSitarama Kalyanam, one of the most auspicious things that has ever happened on earth. In the previous episode, we saw that Vishwamitra Maharshi, Vashishta Maharshi, and then Shatananda, Janaka were all present, and then the Vamshavali of both the sides was discussed, and then the appointed day came. On the appointed day, the Vivahakratu started, and as the Vivahakratu started, again, Dasharatha Maharaja actually was waiting for the permission to come in. That's what he said. That means in Hindu Vivaha or in Sanatana Dharma's Vivaha Paddhati, the stage, the place where the marriage happens, is owned by the bride's side. And till the marriage happens, even it's completely the bride's father who controls who should be on the stage, who should be off the stage. Unfortunately, these days the camera people or the photography people are controlling, but otherwise it's the bride's father who is in charge of the entire thing that's happening there. And Dasharatha Maharaja arrives, and when invited, he sent his son onto the stage where the marriage was happening, and the marriage starts. All the initial rituals are done, and then the Kanyadana time comes, and there Janaka Maharaja comes there, and he takes water and pours it into the hands of Sri Ramachandra and says, Iyam Sita Mamasuta Sahadharmacharitava Pradicha Chainam Bhadrante Paning Grihnishma Panina Pativrata Mahabhaga Chayevanugata Sada. So he's saying, Iyam Sita, she is my daughter Sita. This Sita, Mama Suta, see the happiness in his voice. He's saying, my daughter, Sahadharmacharitava. So in Hindu Vivaha or in Sanatana Dharma's Vivaha, wife is the Sahadharmacharini. She is the Dharma Patni. She is the person who enables the man to perform his Dharma. So she is not a Kama Patni. She is not the person who is just there to fulfill the bodily desires of the man. She is not a child producing engine. She is not a machine who keeps working for the family. She is the person who is the Sahadharmacharini, who does all the dharmic activities along with her husband. So she is Sahadharmacharini. I'm stressing on that word. I can't stress enough. She is a Dharma Patni. She is a Sahadharmacharini. What is Dharma? Dhriteva Janerit Dharmam, which essentially means whatever a person is supposed to do, that's his Dharma, and the person who is assisting him in his Dharma or who is doing her Dharma along with his Dharma, she is Sahadharmacharini. And here very clearly he sings, I am Iyam Sita Mamasuta Sahadharmacharitava Pratiksha Chainam Bhadramte. Pratiksha Chainam Bhadrante Paning Grihnishva Panina. So put your hand in her hand, and she is going to stay with you. The moment you touch her hand, hey Sri Ramachandra, good things are going to happen to you. Okay. So in Panigrahana, they say you have to touch her hand completely, and she has to touch your hand completely. Okay. There are various things in various sampradayas. In some sampradayas, Panigrahana is marriage. In some sampradayas, putting a paste of jeera and jaggery, they make a paste and they put on each other's head. That's Sumuhurta for some people. For some people, tying the Mangala Sutra is a Sumuhurta. Okay, here it is Panigrahana. Okay, and he also says that, my daughter has a lot of patience, and that's what is going to keep your married life happy, is what Janaka Maharaja says. And while all this was happening, there are two people here who are interestingly lobbying for others. Vashishta Maharshi and Vishwamitra Maharshi, they indirectly convey to Janaka Maharaja, said that, what, you have got Urmila, you have as your other daughter, we have Lakshmana here, why can't Urmila marry Lakshmana? Janaka has agreed for it. That marriage is also happening. At the same time, they also ask for Mandavi and Shrutakirti, who are the children of Kushadhwaja. They say, why can't these two marry Bharata and Shatrughna? They agree for it. So that also happens. So all four marriages are happening. Lakshmana gaccha bhadrante urmila mudyatam maya praticha paning gruhnishva mabhut kalasya paryeha. He is calling Lakshmana, come here, take Urmila, do the panigrahana with her. Janaka is saying these words and he gets Lakshmana to do panigrahana with Urmila. Then he invites Shatrughnam chapi dharmatma abravid janakeswaraha srutakirtya mahabaho paning gruhnishva panna. Like this, all four brothers get married, and then the Devadundubhis, means the musical instruments from the Devaloka, they were played from Akasha, from the skies, flowers came down. All devatas were extremely happy. For Bharata, I forgot to tell the sloka. Tameva mukta janako bharatam chabhyabhashda gruhana panim mandavyah panina rakunandana. So all four got married. The Sitarama Kalyana happened. The heavens, showered flowers on them, and they were so happy. And then the moment the marriage happened, Vishwamitra stood up. He blessed all the newlywed couples. All the four couples were blessed, and then Vishwamitra said, I came for this job, I finished my job, I am going away from here. Saying this, he again went back to the north direction to do his tapasya there. Okay, and then Janaka Maharaja gave great amount of gifts to his daughters and to his son-in-laws. They say he even gave things to play to these people. That's where one great commentator in Telugu on Srimad Ramayana, Chaganti Koteshwara Garu, says he also gave his daughter chessboards and carom boards when they got married. When his daughter got married, just to ensure that they both would have a good time. I mean, the son-in-law and daughter would have a good time. And a lot of things that I'm saying here are influence. Chaganti Koteshwara Garu's influence on me is heavy. So a lot of times, whatever I speak is very, very much influenced from his thoughts. So many people, Telugu people, might see similarities. I again bow to his feet, where I could learn a lot from him. So after this, Janaka, the Vidai ceremony, it's called Veet Kolu in Telugu. In Hindi, they call it Vidai, where they come for some distance with the daughter and then leave the daughter in the care of her in-laws. He did that to the daughters, and they all started towards Ayodhya. And as they were going towards Ayodhya, all of a sudden, the birds started falling on the earth. The air was flowing very hard. Great trees were falling on the ground. And suddenly Dasharatha was like, what is happening? And he asks Vashishta Maharshi about this. And then Vashishta Maharshi says, some vipat is coming here. And then Parasurama comes there and he says, hey Ramachandra, it seems you have caught hold of Shiva Chapa. Chapa is Dhanus. It seems you have caught hold of Shiva Dhanus and you broke it. Here is Vishnu Chapa. See if you can touch it. Dasharatha Maharaja, he was under extreme pressure. He got feared. He was afraid. And then he runs there and he says, my son is a very small boy. Why are you doing this? Please don't do this. I'm just living with Sri Ramachandra. Please don't go towards Sri Rama. I know your anger. I know your Shakti. Parasurama has already cleared the world of Kshatriyas by them for 21 times, right? And then he says, please don't go towards Sri Rama. Dasharatha is pleading. And at this point of time, when Dasharatha is pleading, again Parasurama calls Rama and says, I heard about you. Try catching hold of Vishnu Chapa. Okay, and then Sri Rama comes out and says, for a lot of time you have been asking me to do this. My father was pleading with you, hence I was staying away. But now that you said this, I am going to take care of this. And then as long as my father is speaking, I did not want to get involved. But now that you have crossed the boundaries, even with my father, I am going to, I think I have to teach you something. Saying this, Sri Ramachandra takes the Vishnu Chapa. And here there is another thing where, Vishwakarma makes two dhanus. One is a Vishnu dhanus and one is a Shiva dhanus. And then all these devatas, they want to figure out who is better between Vishnu and Shiva, and they make Vishnu and Shiva come and face each other. And then when Vishnu does a Hunkara, Shiva's dhanus freezes. So using this one story, many people go ahead and say that Vishnu is bigger than Shiva and all. But then see, they both are one and the same. Now, when Rama and Parasurama face each other, we know that both are avatars of Vishnu, right? So when both are avatars of Vishnu, whom can you say as the bigger one and whom can you say as the smaller one, right? So we can't say that. So they both are one and the same. Shiva and Shivasya Hridayam Vishnoha, Vishnosya Hridayam Shiva. So they both are one and the same. So it's foolishness to see who is bigger and who is smaller there. But nevertheless, now Parasurama has offered Vishnu Chapa, Vishnu Dhanush. Sri Ramachandra takes Vishnu Dhanush into his hands, and now he asks, see, I have put an arrow, and now, see, Brahmanyositi Pujyo me Vishwamitra Krutena cha Tasmat Chakto Nate Rama Moktum Pranaharam Saram. He is saying, you asked me to put an arrow to use the bow. I have put an arrow and I'm using the bow now, but then if I have put an arrow to the bow, it should not go waste. Now I can't kill you. Okay, I can't kill you. So you have two things here, because you are a Brahmin. I don't want to kill you. I can't kill you. Now, again, you also are related to Vishwamitra, who is another guru for me. Now tell me one thing. I can do two things here. One, either I can take away your Gamana Shakti, which means Parashurama, because he has conquered the entire earth and he has given it as a dana to Kashyapa Prajapati, he can't stay on the earth in the night. That's why we say, right, Konkan, the area Konkan was actually retrieved by Parashurama from the sea. So he has to go back to Konkan. For that, he had a special power through which he can go to Konkan in minutes. So Sri Ramachandra is taking, either I can take away that, or I can take away your, due to your Tapashakti, you got a lot of lokas. If not for your Gamana Shakti, I will take away your lokas. Now Parashurama says, don't take away my Gamana Shakti, because I'm not supposed to stay on the earth during the night. If you want, take away all my Punya lokas. And with that arrow, Sri Ramachandra aims at all the Punya lokas that Parashurama has earned, and he removes all of them. And then Parashurama goes to Mahendra Parvata and he does his penance there. And he also says, Akshayam Madhuhantaram Janamitvam Sureswaram Dhanushyoся Paramarsa Swasitestu Parantapa. Hey Ramachandra, I figured out who you are. You are Sri Mahavishnu only. So there is no need for me to be on this Bhumandala anymore. My next avatara has come. So I'll go back to Mahendra Parvata and stay there. And now Sri Ramachandra comes back. Dasharatha takes all of them to Ayodhya. They are living happily in Ayodhya, and here they are saying, Priya tu Sita Ramasya Dara Pitrukruta iti Gunad Rupa Gunacha Pritir Bhuyo Bhyavartata Tasmacha Bharta Dvignam Hrudaye Parivartate Antarjatamati Vyaktam Akhyati Hrudayam Hruda. Which means Sri Ramachandra and Sitama were actually very happy with each other. Dasharatha Maharaja took them to Ayodhya and made the Kuladevata Namaskaras initially, because that's what the brides who come to the house should do first. And now here they are saying Sri Ramachandra and Sitama were very happy, because Sri Rama was so happy with Sita because his father brought her as his wife. And now Sitama also, she won the heart of Sri Ramachandra, not just with her Saundarya, but also with her Samskara and all the Sadgunas that she had. So they started living extremely happily. And Tasya Bhuyo Visheshena Maithili Janakatmaja Devatabhi Samarupe Sita Sririva Rupini. Now Sita Ma, once she entered, she was like Mahalakshmi of that house. And why did Sita Ma love Sri Ramachandra? She loved him simply because he was her husband. That's what is told by Valmiki Maharshi. So she was so happy, she was extremely happy, and they both were leading a very, very happy life in Ayodhya. At that particular point of time, when they both are happy, when Dasharatha is also happy, seeing his son and his daughter-in-law, Lakshmana and Urmila are happy, Mandavi and Bharata are happy, Shrutakirti and Shatrughna are happy, Sita and Rama are happy, their mothers are happy, their father, Dasharatha Maharaja, is happy, and we are all happy telling this story. And at this point of time, the Balakanda is complete in our rendering of Srimad Valmiki Ramayana. We are done with the first Kanda, the Balakanda, and from the next episode, we'll start with Ayodhya Kanda. Since all of them are happy, let us also revel in that happiness till we get into Ayodhya Kanda. Sarve bhavantu sukhina, sarve santu niramayaha, sarve bhadrani pasyantu, ma kaschid dukkha bhag bhavet. Om Sarvam Sadguru Sahasnamahaswam Charanarvindarpanastu. Swasti. Jai Shri Ram.